Hello Internet, my name is Nihill. Today I'm going to be doing a video where I talk about some of the top 10 interesting facts that I found out about beer. I love beer. It's awesome. It's like one of my favorite drinks. So I'm going to give you my top 10 favorite facts that I looked up about beer. Okay, fact number 1. Beer was invented around over 7,000 years ago, around 5,000 BC. Basically, first recorded history of beer in Mesopotamia. Basically, every single one of the original civilizations that was created discovered beer pretty much on accident. Basically, when human beings started harvesting different kinds of wheat, they realized that it could ferment, and that's how they created the first types of beer. Basically, if they let it sit in a container for a while, it would start to ferment and start creating beer, like on its own and stuff, and that's how we started creating the first types of beer. Second fact known about beer: in ancient Egypt, when workers were creating the pyramids, a lot of the workers would be paid in beer every day. Each of the workers would get usually between 4 and 5 liters of beer every day. Now, the type of beer that we created back in the day, like when they first started creating beer, it wasn't like beer we had today. It was more of the beer they created back then. It was like slushy. It was like, you know, because it was created by grain, like they had all the grains in it, so like the solid pieces of particles weren't actually filtered out, and it was more like a slurry, and it was more filling. The workers that built the Great Pyramids would be paid every day in beer 4 to 5 liters per day. Fact number 3. The biggest feat ever of a single person drinking beer was performed by Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant, he was an actor and he wrestled for the WWF back in the day. So basically, so after one of the WWF events, a lot of the wrestlers went back to the bar at the hotel. In a single night, over a 6-hour period, Andre the Giant drank 119 12-ounce bottles of beer. To put that in perspective, that's about 42 liters of beer. He drank so much beer and became so drunk, he ended up passing out in the hallway of the hotel. The other wrestlers, not wanting to get in trouble with the hotel, they ended up putting a piano cover on top of him as a blanket, and to kind of cover him up so that the hotel workers wouldn't see him passed out. Can you imagine someone just drinking 119 bottles of beer over 6 hours? That's basically one beer every 3 minutes. I don't know, I'm surprised he didn't die doing that. Fact number 4 about beer. You wanna know how many kinds of beers there are in the world? Short answer, there's basically 2 types of beer in the world. There's ales and there's lagers. Yeah, so the main difference between an ale and a lager is that the ale will be fermented at the bottom of the beer, while the lager is fermented at the top of the beer. While there are over 100 different types of beer, every kind of beer can either be categorized as an ale or a lager. Okay, fact number 5 about beer. Did you guys know in Amsterdam there's actually a government-funded project where they'll actually pay people in beer to help clean up the streets in Amsterdam? Usually it's a lot of homeless people that do this, a lot of alcoholic homeless people. They started a program where several days a week people would show up at 9 in the morning. They'd be given basically 10 euros, 5 cans of beer, half a bag of tobacco, and then also like all the coffee and food they can drink while working, basically. And then they spend all day picking up trash. And because of that, apparently there's like a lot less trash in Amsterdam now. If only I was born homeless in Amsterdam, I could be an alcoholic. You know, except for the homeless part. I mean, I don't know if you have to be homeless to do that, but yeah, that kind of sounds interesting. Fact number 6 about beer. The most alcoholic beer ever invented, Brewmeister, called Snake Venom beer. It has an alcohol content of 67.5 alcohol by volume. To put that in perspective, most hard liquors are around 40% alcohol by volume. This thing is basically more than 1.5 times as strong as like a lot of like your whiskeys and gins and vodkas and stuff like that. And believe it or not, it still actually tastes mostly like beer, although it's gonna have that like really strong alcohol taste in there. A 12-ounce bottle of beer of this costs $50 a beer. Of course, if you try to drink all that yourself. Fact number 7 about beer, to kind of coincide with the last fact I gave you, the lowest alcoholic beer ever created was actually created back in the, Prohibition in the United States. They created non-alcoholic beer. So basically any kind of beer that has less than 0.5% of alcohol is known as non-alcoholic beer. So it's basically like a type of beer. Still tastes like beer. By law, any beer that's less than 0.5% alcohol by volume is considered non-alcoholic beer. Yeah, basically it was invented during the Prohibition because they set the alcohol limit to beer at 1 proof, or 0.5% of alcohol by volume. So if the brewers would make alcohol that was 0.05% alcohol by volume or less, they could still legally sell the beer, and that way the breweries could still stay in business. And then of course we got rid of Prohibition. Fact number 8 about beer, the top country of consumption of beer per capita in the world is the Czech Republic. On average, a person will consume 142 liters of beer per person for the whole country. The United States is only 17 on that list. We only consume 75.8 liters of beer per person per year. Come on, United States, we need to catch up. Number 9 interesting fact about beer. So the oldest brewery in the world is located in Germany, created over 1,000 years ago in 1040 AD in Germany. Weihenstephan Brewery in Weihenstephan, Germany is the oldest brewery that still exists today. Although there is another brewery nearby called the Weltenberg Abbey Brewery that basically says that they were the first brewery, although historically we think that the other brewery was opened about 10 years prior. But that's so ridiculous that you have these two very old breweries right next to each other in Germany that were started over 1,000 years ago, and both of them are still in business today. In the United States, the oldest brewery is Yuengling in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, which was started in 1829. And then, of course, the number one cool fact I found about beer, it's about the London beer flood. Back on October 17th, 1814, in a brewery, Mukes and Company Brewery in London, a giant vat full of beer broke and flooded the London streets with beer. They ended up flooding over 1.5 million liters of beer, flooded the streets of London, killing 8 people. It was the saddest day in terms of beer production in the world, in my opinion. Those are my top 10 favorite facts. My top 10 favorite facts about beer. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like below. Please leave a comment. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. All that stuff. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys in my next video, baby. Bye-bye.